Welcome to the Truth Serum Football with your hosts, Joey, Jeff, and Jordan. The guys who bring you fantasy football advice so good, when you win your league, it'll feel like you cheated.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Truth Serum.
What in the fuck are you wearing?
What? My Vince Young jersey?
Dude.
Titans holding it down, baby. VY, son.
You look
Jeff Fisher robbed that man's career.
Yeah, you look absolutely ridiculous. If you guys want to see what the fuck he's wearing, I can't even take you seriously.
You talking about this little thing right here? This is a hat, baby. Shoot. Yeah. This thing sorts people into houses. Like today, I'm going to be sorting wide receivers into position rankings, baby.
Yeah. You guys want to see what the fuck he's got going on his head right now? Go to youtube.com, search for the Truth Serum Football. Man, I'm going to have trouble staying focused here today. But today we are going to be running through these WR1s. We're going to talk about each and every one we got in our consensus rankings.
Hell yeah. And if you go to YouTube, make sure you ring that bell, son. Let's talk about these wide receivers, Joey.
Hell yeah. So starting off both of our list and everyone else in existence, we got Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is a sure thing as far as volume goes. He's got a sure thing as far as his soft hands. He's got the softest motherfucking hands.
How soft are they, baby?
Soft enough, I think he should give you a hand job.
Whew. That's pretty soft. That's like Charmin soft.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Wipe that shit.
The thing I love about Michael Thomas is he's probably going to get, 30 to 40 less receptions this year. And he's probably going to drop in touchdowns a little bit. And he's still going to be wide receiver one, baby. Jesus, last year, that dude went the fuck off. Excuse me. NFL record, 149 receptions. Locked in as the number one. Him and Drew Brees have been, spitting and spatting a little bit in this offseason, so hopefully that doesn't trickle over. But honestly, man, I don't see how you can pick anybody else.
I think there is a scenario where he does not end up number one. I think that is actually a possibility. Just based off of regression, we know it's coming. Can one of these other next few guys take a leap to go in front as wide receiver one? There is a possibility, but locked and loaded Michael Thomas is the safest bet you can have right here.
I think there's not only a possibility, I think it's almost a probability that somebody will rise to the occasion, like some of these next couple of people that we have on the list. But I think Michael Thomas's floor is like wide receiver 3, which, he's got to be the first wide receiver off the board, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we need to come on here and tell you why you need to draft a guy that just shattered fucking Jerry Rice and everyone else's fucking records. Or not Jerry Rice.
Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison, yeah.
Marvin the Hitman Harrison. He's begun toting.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Michael Thomas, I guess I said Jerry Rice because he owns every wide receiver record in the books. But, yeah, he's the safest bet for number one. You cannot go wrong if you draft him right outside the top few running backs.
What's the earliest you draft Michael Thomas in a PPR draft?
Full PPR, I would draft him number 3.
I would draft him 4. I think 4 is the earliest I will draft a wide receiver, and I think I'm giving him a nice long look at that 4th pick.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I would do it. I'm just saying that I'm not gonna argue if you do.
I ain't gonna argue with you if you take Michael Thomas number 2 after Christian McCaffrey. Honestly, I do think Saquon and Zeke, I pick them over Thomas, but after those guys go off the board, I'm really splitting hairs between Michael Thomas, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara.
No, we're going to fix that on with some mock draft episodes coming soon, too. So let's move on to number 2. We were split on this. I do have Devontae Adams at number 2. You have him at number 4. We asked our tie-breaking ass homies,
Our trusty panel.
our trusty panel. Yeah. So we asked them. They split hairs. We were tied ultimately on 2, 3, and 4. We got a tiebreaker. You want to go ahead and reveal all 3 of those players, or just go on order?
Yeah, so 2, 3, and 4, the ones we split hairs on and couldn't really decide who was Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, and DeAndre Hopkins.
All right. And how do you have them ranked?
So I have DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Devontae Adams.
Do you want to make an argument on why you have it in that order?
Yeah, I'll make the argument for DeAndre Hopkins right now. The man averages 1,200 yards a season. He's a fucking beast. He was the number 1 overall consensus fantasy wide receiver last season. He's moved on to a better offense. Yeah, they'll have to spread it out a little bit, but man, this guy's floor is most people's ceilings. It's higher than most people's ceilings. DeAndre Hopkins is an animal. I think he's the most talented wide receiver in the National Football League personally. Not taking anything away from any of the other guys. I just think the guy is an absolute terror, man. So for me, DeAndre Hopkins with Kyler Murray tossing him the rock and that Bruce Arians offense, man, it's a no fucking. I'm sorry, not Bruce Arians. In
Yeah,
that
I was about to let you finish and then clown you.
The Cliff Kingsbury offense. It used to be Bruce Arians' offense, though, in my defense.
Very similar as well.
Either way, they're going to gun it 100 times. DeAndre Hopkins is going to fucking eat. I think he will be the overall fantasy wide receiver 1 at the end of the season, but I also can't go against my boy Mike Thomas.
You think he can get 160 targets in this offense?
Maybe, maybe not, but I don't think he needs as many targets as he has needed in years past. I think there are weapons all over this offense, so I think this is something where less is more.
Okay. I'm only point I want to argue here. I do have the list: Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, and then DeAndre Hopkins. I agree he is the most talented wide receiver in the National Football League. I think he is better than Michael Thomas. Now, with that being said, the pie is much larger where he is at now in Arizona. And not to mention, he is on a new team. This is also going to take some getting used to for him. It's going to take some time to get integrated into this offense, get familiar with Kyler Murray, who I think is a great passer. I like the offense is going to move. He's going to score some touchdowns. I don't have him at 19. I have him at number 4. At the top, we are splitting hairs. I think the volume is going to be there for guys like Devontae Adams and Julio Jones over your DeAndre Hopkins. That's it.
I absolutely do think they will get more volume. My main concern with Adams, it's a very small concern, and I even said in my notes, Adams is a slam dunk play all day, every day. He might not have had the end-of-season statistics of years past, but on a points-per-game basis, he was right there in line with where he's performed previously. To me, man, the Packers just fucking hate Aaron Rodgers, and they hate Aaron Jones, and they hate Devontae. I feel like they hate their whole offense because or maybe they really love it, actually. I think they really love Aaron Rodgers, and they really love Devontae Adams so much so that they don't get either one of them any damn help in that receiving course. So I think he is somebody that absolutely – he's just going to have more heat on him than a guy like DeAndre Hopkins, who has various other weapons in that offense.
Yeah. So, in other words, nothing has changed except for the fact that he is expected to be fully healthy for the entire season.
Precisely.
Which was his issue last year. He missed games. It felt really, really bad because you were like, oh, my God, he's supposed to come back next week. And then Oh, he's gonna miss one more week. Oh shit. Oh shit, he's gonna miss one more week. I'm gonna fucking trade him. When he came back, dog, beast mode. He was a fucking monster throughout on a points per game basis. Like you said, I think he is fucking phenomenal. He 3 straight seasons, 10 plus touchdowns. Who else does that?
Not
I'll
many.
wait. I'll wait. Okay. So I love Devontae Adams. He is a phenomenal wide receiver. I did have the chance to watch him in person. Um, him and Saquon Barkley at the Pro Bowl looked like the most athletic monsters out there. So I love
Hell yeah.
Devontae Adams. Julio Jones, he's a lock for 1,400 yards. Touchdowns would help if you would like to score them. That would be great. You're in a good offense. I think this offense is going to be humming. Give me some Julio Jones at 3. And last but not least, in that list of 3 players that tied, DeAndre Hopkins. I love all these guys.
I think Julio Jones has probably the safest floor out of all of these guys. You know what you just said it, man. You're gonna get 1,400 yards out of Julio Jones season in and season out. He's gonna get a shit ton of catches. He's gonna get some touchdowns. He's a badass, man. And really, any of these top 4, I think this is tier 1, man. You cannot go wrong with any of these 4 guys. If they're your wide receiver 1, you're looking really, really damn good at that position.
Bingo. I like it. Moving on, Tyreek Hill, number 5. We are split down the middle. We both got him at 5. I think the case is simple here. Patrick Mahomes, the $500 million man, is your quarterback. You're fast as fuck. Can't nobody keep up with you if they're playing man. They're not keeping up with you. And you also have a knack for finding that soft spot in the zone when it's needed. Plays break down, you work your way back to your quarterback. He is a good fucking wide receiver, and it's not just speed. He is a really good wide receiver. He felt bad to you last year because of injury as well. We expect him to be injured again? I don't. I'm statting these guys out for 16 games unless they are a consistent injury problem, and he's not. I love him. I think very easily could be the number 1 guy. He's a beast.
Hell yeah, absolutely. He's been the number 1 overall wide receiver before. He's just now entering his prime. Patrick Mahomes is years away from entering his prime.
That's scary.
Everything that you said, man. He's going to lose you some games, no doubt. He's going to win you a shitload more. He is right there. If he were a little bit more consistent, I would absolutely put him in the Devontae Adams, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins argument. I don't think he's quite there, but he's right behind him. He's easily the top tier 2 wide receiver on my tier rankings list. Best wide receiver on the best offense in football. Load him up.
Okay. I think he may be a little bit off on the consistency. I think that is kind of a notion that he's inconsistent. I'm going to take a look while you're talking next time. I think he's fairly consistent. Just inconsistent in the fact that he's not having, 170-yard games. I think he's got a decent floor. But
I think his floor is much more volatile than Adams, Jones, or Hopkins, I think is the point I was really trying to make.
Right. Okay. There is this stigma around him, though, that he's inconsistent. And you even said it yourself. He's going to lose you some weeks.
He will. I think he's going to have some games where he scores 3 to 6 points and totally shits all over your team.
Yeah, I agree. But from a percentage standpoint, I do think he's fairly consistent. Let's move on to number 6. Unless you want to say anything else about him, do you?
No, that's it.
I could be wrong, but I'm going to look it up while you talk about our number 6, Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin. So I just want to start off. I'm sure you guys have heard this story 2 to 3 times by now, but I went against Chris Godwin at the beginning of last season. I made a hat bet with Joey, and that was one of the dumbest damn things I've ever done in my life. Chris Godwin is a monster. Now he has Tom Brady tossing him the rock. Yeah, there's a lot of question marks on this Buccaneers offense. Like, how the hell are there going to be enough passes to go around to feed Evans and Godwin and Gronk? But I think they will do just fine. To me, Godwin is going to be the best wide receiver on this team. I think he is better than Mike Evans. I think they do different things, but I think Godwin, he's younger and he's just more talented. I could easily see Godwin finishing as the overall wide receiver 1 this season in fantasy as well. Talk to me, Mr. Fickle.
All right, so Tyreek Hill, last year he missed 4 games. Throughout that time, he played 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games he scored less than 12 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games he scored more than 12 points. So maybe I'm the one that's wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of 2018.
Hey, you are recording this, right?
I am, yes.
Okay, cool.
Why? What would you do?
I just want to make sure we got that recording. You being like, shit, maybe I'm the one that's wrong.
Oh. Hey, we all get it wrong sometimes. I got a terrible. You got a fucking magic wand or something?
Yeah, this is a replica Harry Potter wand. I just figured with the sorting hat, I might as well bust that thing out too. Expelliarmus.
What is wrong with you? Guys, you guys got to go to YouTube and look at this motherfucker. YouTube, True Serum Football. Ring that motherfucking bell.
Ring that bell and stop asking yourself what is wrong with me and start asking yourself what is right with me, baby, because I am the GOAT, son.
Yeah, you are, baby. Hell yeah. All right, so we're talking about Chris Godwin. I didn't hear shit you were saying because I was nose deep into my Talafalone.
This is what I said about Chris Godwin. That's exactly what I said about Chris Godwin.
Holy shit. Oh, this video, dude. It just sounded like you were choking on a fucking popsicle. Kind of looked like it too.
Some can call it a popsicle.
Yeah, so he obviously loves Chris Godwin. I love him too. I think he's going to have a hell of volume. Tom Brady is his quarterback. Godwin excels in the slot. We all know that. This guy can play outside also. He constantly wins one-on-one matchups. And when he gets the ball in his hands, he's hard to bring down. I love his after-the-catch ability as well. He's locked in as a top 10 last year. I do remember hearing something about that hat, but I'll let that go. But number 6 for me, number 6 across the board. We actually did split 6 and 7. I have Galladay at 6. You have Galladay at 7. And consensus 7, Kenny Galladay. Talk to me about him.
Talk to you about Mr. Kenny Galladay.
Kenny G himself.
I think Kenny Galladay is a stud, man. I think he is just going to continue to ascend this year. I see Matthew Stafford finally getting some of the respect he deserves as a passing quarterback.
I can't help it. You look ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. Shit. Come see me on youtube.com/the Truth Serum Football and ring that motherfucking bell.
There ain't no football at the end of that, but go ahead.
Whatever. Look us up, baby. Ring the bell. Let's talk about Matthew Stafford, son. He finally is getting some of the respect that I think he deserves, and I think a lot of that is due to Kenny Galladay. He absolutely emerged as a wide receiver 1 last year, and I don't think it's going to change any this year, man. Talk to me, baby.
Kenny Galladay is a stud, dog. I'm super giggly right now. Yeah, I think Kenny Galladay could lead the NFL in receiving touchdowns. Big bodied, fast wide receiver. He did what he did last year with fucking David Blau throwing him the ball with garbage. The offense came out in week 1 and was just beautiful. They put up some tough fights against some tough opponents as well. Kenny Galladay is a stud. I think TJ Hawkinson takes a step forward in year 2, and you always have to worry about the deep threat of the Mr. 50-50 ball, Marvin Jones. So you can't let Marvin Jones go deep. That safety's going to have to travel with him on the post routes and shit like that for Kenny Galladay, leaving him in a more desirable situation throughout. I think this defense is absolutely terrible. They're going to get scored on more than any team in the NFL. I said it. It's going to happen. So, that being said, Matthew Stafford is going to air that bitch out. And no one is as good in the red zone catching them balls than Kenny Galladay. I love him. I got him at 6.
Hell yeah.
So we halfway done, ain't we?
Yeah, we are already.
Yeah, we
we
are.
moving through this one.
Let's go ahead and tell them about this month's giveaways for Patreons.
What is it?
Oh, we got a couple of helmets. We're going to do. But we're not going to do just any helmets. We're going to do the helmet that you want. You pick the team. So we're going to give a full-size helmet away to Hall of Fame Patreons. All other Patreons will also be entered in for a chance to win a mini helmet from your team of choice. Full-size or mini from team of choice. Patreon.com/thetruthserum.
Now is the time. If you still have not signed up and moved on to the Hall of Fame tier, come get you a full-size lid, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and start thanking these motherfucking Patreons. I gotta get up and shut this door real quick. I'll be
Hell
right.
yeah. I'll thank these Patreons in my wizard hat. We're going to start with Bad Boy Brandon Rios, Cadillac Cason, Dylon, Smith, that Hot Fire Maliska. We got Captain Kirk Davenport, my main man James Miller, my favorite Blaha, Daniel Blaha. We got Jeff Wallace, Steady Trevetti, my favorite Blaha, Wes Blaha. We got Patrick Johnston, that's with a capital T, ladies. We got Chris Hauk. We got Tax Benjamin, the Clintorius B.I.G. himself, Clinton Collins. We got Matthew Tovar, Hall of Fame Rob Dawson, my boy Mike Pineacker, what'd you call me? We got Jeff Beavers. We got Fabulous Freddie, Everyday Steady Freddie Lavelle. We got Michael David Truax, Josh Machino, Josh Hickman, Chris Leach. A lot of saliva in my mouth. The White Coat Froth, Jeremy Maines, Big Ben Kaiser, Tyler the Truth Tompkins. This damn wizard hat is falling off and choking me. Colleen Conkle, Jeremy Pyle, and Big Dick Rick, Richard Travelstead. Thank y'all.
I love it so much. I hope you guys love that as much as I do. The video is way better than the audio, I'm sure. But you say that with so much conviction because you mean it. I know that. I also appreciate you. Not only do I appreciate all of these Hall of Famers right here. God, dog, that's a lot of Hall of Famers. Not only do I appreciate you guys, we appreciate all of you. We all got different budgets. We know that. We all got families, and we appreciate you. Whatever you can do, you can sign up at patreon.com/thetruthserum. $1 motherfucking dollar a month gets you a chance for a mini helmet.
Hell
Boom.
yeah.
You got the internet, you listening to this shit, you got $1, baby. Give it to me.
But make sure you ring that bell if you're watching it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's continue on with number 7. We done talked about number 7. Let's move on to number 8. DJ. Wicka, DJ Moore. What you look so confused for?
Hold on, baby.
We fucking up over here.
I don't. DJ Moore is not the number 7.
Oh, yeah. So okay, yeah.
You
I'm
fucking up over here, baby. Come at me.
All right.
I am a wizard, Joey. Let's go. Who we got at number 7?
We already talked about number 7 apparently, but number 8 we got Odell Beckham Jr. Why we got him so high, man? He shit the bed all year last year.
I know. And if y'all listen to any of my early podcasts, all I did was bitch about this guy, man. Damn, he did me wrong. Odell Beckham Jr. is like that girl that you just keep taking back, even though she just let you down time after time. That one's for you, Mike Pompa. Odell Beckham Jr., I think, is absolutely going to rebound this year. Maybe I'm delusional. Maybe I'm crazy. But he just has too much talent, and this offense is too loaded. And I believe too much in Baker Mayfield to not give this guy one more shot to be a top 10 wide receiver. I think he's got a huge chip on his shoulder. I think he'll be healthy this season. OBJ is going to be back. Heard it here first.
Okay. Well, I'm right here with you. I got Odell Beckham at 9. I mean, I love him. He's phenomenal, dude. I think he's going to bounce back. Talent always wins out. He's been playing hurt all year last year. You don't have a core surgery in the offseason if you weren't actually hurting. Okay. He was playing through injury last year. You got to give this guy another shot. The talent is there. He was getting the targets. The offense was going through him. He wasn't himself. That's all there is. If you take 6 seasons of a running back and one season he has a bad season and he's hurt, like he's hobbled all season long, are you going to hold it against him? No.
If it's a running back, I might.
Well, okay. All I'm saying is this last season was the outlier season. This isn't the trend. The outlier was last year. He's bouncing back. I'm confident. I got him at 9. It feels bad to have him that low. It really does, because he is a top 3 guy in this league in my
Talent-wise, absolutely.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's bouncing back, baby. He's going to be on a good offense this year. This whole offense is a post-hype sleeper.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that you said that the entire offense is a post-hype sleeper. Say that again. Draft Mayfield. Draft you some Odell Beckham Jr. We'll even talk about Jarvis Landry at some point.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, so who do we have at 9? Mr. Allen.
We didn't even say Austin Hooper, but that's okay because he's just a –
Yeah, we didn't say Nick Chubb and we didn't say Kareem Hunt either, but y'all know he's there. Let's talk about A-Rob, Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson, I got him at number 8. This dude is so underrated, bruh. He's so good. I believe I'm a little bit higher than consensus here. I think he is a phenomenal wide receiver and, quite frankly, a good fucking position, regardless of who their quarterback is. However, they did get a quarterback upgrade because Mitch Trubisky fucking sucks. You heard it here first, but not this time because I've been saying that. Dude is the guy. He does have a breakout candidate in my eyes on the other side, who I love, who plays the slot. But Allen Robinson, dude, he was this fucking close to getting 100 receptions last year. He's going to get it this year. Nick Foles is going to give him the ball.
I don't care if it's Nick Foles. I don't care if it's Mitchell Trubisky. I don't care if they line up that little half-man Tariq Coleman to toss him the rock. A-Rob is going to perform. That dude has made a career after being a badass with shitty quarterbacks. I mean, he did it with Blake Bortles. He's done it with Trubisky. He's going to do it again this year, man. As long as he's healthy, he's going to thrive. Don't matter if it's Big Dick Nick or Trubisky. And the real big dick is Rick, and we have him here at the True Serum. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's do it. Feel confident in drafting him earlier than your draft board suggests that you may, though. I will add that.
Yes.
At number 10, we got DJ Moore. That better?
That was pretty good. That was solid.
Okay. Because the number matched, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he is actually number 10. Okay, I got you. All right, yeah. So I'm the fucking DJ Moore guy.
Yep, you
You
are.
showed me your rankings right before this podcast started. I was like, holy shit, you got DJ Moore higher than I do. I have DJ Moore at 11. I have tempered my expectations a little bit. We all know he's the go-to guy in this offense. I just don't think this offense is going to be humming. Outside of him and McCaffrey, the rest are really dart throws. I don't expect Teddy Bridgewater. I don't expect Teddy Bridgewater to come in here and command this offense with lack of weapons like he did last year in New Orleans. It's not going to happen. Teddy's a good, manageable quarterback. That's it. This team's not going to score a lot of points. DJ Moore's not going to get a lot of touchdowns. That's why he's this low. I love him. Absolutely love the talent. I hate this offense. I love Christian McCaffrey and him. That's it.
So I got DJ Moore higher than you, which shocked me as well. But, here's my question. Who's better, Kyle Allen or Teddy Bridgewater?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah. So if anything, DJ Moore's situation has improved last year, in which he fucking balled out. The kid's a yards after catch monster. I see a lot of, little dink and dunks from Teddy Bridgewater because that's what I think he does best. I think Moore is a slam dunk lock him in. He is a top 10 play at wide receiver this year. Set it and forget it. He's your guy if you get him.
Okay. For a top 10 wide receiver, you are gonna have to score some touchdowns. I absolutely believe he'll have some yardage and some receptions. I think his touchdowns are gonna be capped. Those are gonna go to McCaffrey. So
you are 100% right, but I don't think his touchdowns will decrease to the point to where it won't be relevant. I think he'll get enough to get that job done.
Okay. I love him. I'm not going to argue you here. Just think I can't stat him out for 7 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. So that's it. I love the guy.
What's his touchdown floor?
Floor?
Yep.
Floor is 3.
Okay. I think his floor is closer to 4.5, 5, okay. Somewhere in there, between 4 and 5. So
I think his absolute ceiling is 8.
I mean, man, I think anytime he touches the ball, he could probably score. So for me, man, like I don't want to give him a ceiling.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm okay with that. Let's go to number 11. We got Amari Cooper.
You talk first on this one.
Man, Amari Cooper so motherfucking good. He's the best wide receiver on this Cowboys team. He's going to be super consistent. He's going to get you 20 points every single week. Your turn.
Fuck Amari Cooper, man. Amari Cooper is overrated. He's not that good. I'm a Cowboys fan. And he's a really good receiver. He's not a really great receiver, and I think people are just tooting this guy's horn. Man, like, to me, last season, I mean, you saw Cooper at his best. First 10 weeks of 2019, he was the overall number 3 fantasy wide receiver. What happened? Well, he checked the fuck out is what happened, man. After that, he obviously plummeted down that list. I think he's a slam dunk, surefire, safe bet for the top 15 this season. But I tell you what, give me Michael Gallup all damn day, 2 to 3 rounds later.
All right. Yeah. I I like Amari Cooper. I think he is a really good wide receiver. I think the problem here is when there is good competition on the defensive side of the ball, that's when he checks out. So
Because he ain't that good.
he's not going to go up and beat a number one cornerback consistently throughout like the guys above here.
The only way he's going to beat a number one corner is if he does some real sweet fucking footwork on him and gets past him. But if the corner's on him, man, it's over. He's not going to catch anything contested. Amari Cooper, overrated.
He absolutely gets open, but he has trouble getting open against tough receivers or tough cornerbacks. It's super weird. A guy with that skill of route running to have trouble against top tier corners. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah, it's almost like he checks out. He's going to have boom weeks. He's going to have bust weeks. We know what he is when our draft board comes out. Oh, when our cheat sheet comes out, it's going to be the sickest fucking cheat sheet you have ever looked at. I assure you. He's going to have a boom or bust logo beside him. And you're going to know what that player is when you're drafting him. So that's what he is. That's what we're going to label him as. Let's move on to number 12. Let's finalize this show. Let's tell them about number 12 here.
Number 12 is Mike Evans. Where you got Mike Evans ranked?
I have Mike Evans at 12.
12. Okay. I have him at 9, man.
You have him at 10.
Yeah, you're right. I have him at 10. Mike Evans, dude's a stud. He is pretty much a lock for 1,100 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's a bit of a fucking roller coaster ride. We definitely saw that last week. We were talking about Tyreek Hill earlier and about how he's going to win you some games and he's going to lose you some games. Mike Evans is going to do the exact same thing, just on even larger extremes. So when he's good, he's fucking good. And when he's bad, he is awful.
He gets you a big-ass donut, won't he?
Yeah, he will give you a big-ass donut. So he's a roller coaster ride, but you know what, baby? I'm hopping the fuck back on it in 2020. Let's go Mike Evans.
All right, cool. So I have Mike Evans at 12. I know what he is. I typically stand away from these types of players without them having a significant floor. But I know how I like to draft. I like safety in the early rounds. That's it. He's going to go out and get you a 3-touchdown game on multiple times. It happens. But he's also going to give you fat-ass donuts a couple of times, and those suck really bad. So
they do. They fucking hurt you. And I think the difference with Evans is you were mentioning that you like safety, and safety is sexy, and I could not agree more. But he ain't the safest, but man, when he pops, and and that to me is what separates him from those other guys.
Yeah. Now you can have a team full of these guys, and you're more bound to score them 200+ point weeks, but you're also bound to score some 60-point weeks too. So you like gambling? Go search.
And we know you motherfuckers do.
Yeah, go find TSF memorabilia slots on Facebook. We got the dopest memorabilia for you there. It's a lot of fun in there. And also draft Mike Evans as your first wide receiver. That's a gamble. You got anything else before we close this out, baby? I can't wait to get to number 13. I can't wait to get to this, my very favorite wide receiver, too, on the next podcast.
Hell yeah, I'm ready too. So I'm going to end it with this. As always,
Stay
true.